In our Spotlight on Business report tonight, the job market in New Jersey has been sending warning signals, and today, another sign of trouble. BioReference Health, a major lab testing firm based in Elmwood Park, is cutting nearly 70 positions as LabCorp prepares to take over part of its operations. It's one more name added to a growing list of employers downsizing across the state. From banks to construction firms, few sectors have been spared. And while there has been hiring, it's just not keeping up. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan joins us now for a closer look at where the job cuts are happening and what it means for those in the economy here. Brenda?
Hey, Brianna. So good news is hard to find in the job market lately. Folks who keep their fingers on the economic pulse of New Jersey point to this year's layoffs. Big companies about to hand out lots of pink slips by law need to post a warning. And the list of impacted New Jersey firms include big pharma, big finance, and big retailers. All kinds of jobs, from construction to manufacturing to fintech. A firm that collects labor market data found from January through July of this year, New Jersey companies reported about 26,700 job cuts. Compare that to about 5,800 the previous year. It's a 362% jump, according to one report. Now, New Jersey did create jobs, but the state's unemployment rate still rose from 4.6% in February to 4.9% in July. That's higher than the national average. And experts focused on New Jersey's job market use words like stalled, stagnant, and weak.
New Jersey's job market, sort of this year to date, it's been a mixed bag. Overall, relatively weak. We are through July down about 7,800 jobs net, and that reflects losses in both a number of private sector industries and public sector, state government in particular.
The number of people in the state, number of residents who say they're working, has been stagnant. The labor force has been stagnant or even declining a little bit. So that's a weaker picture, a somewhat weaker picture than suggested by the job numbers. Again, these numbers are not perfect.
Now, former New Jersey state economist Charles Steindl notes the numbers do get revised. That sparked a political firestorm recently after the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics announced the U.S. created just 22,000 jobs in July. President Trump called the report fake and fired the agency's chief, only to see jobs numbers tank again, with revised data showing nearly 1 million fewer jobs created within the year beginning April 2024 than first estimated. The firings and the fireworks definitely impact how people feel and react at work, and many now fear for their job security, says Corey Staley. He's with the job search company Indeed and says workers are now job hugging.
If you have a job, right now you're, hugging on tight to it, right? So very strong symbolism there of hugging on, holding on to that job, because you knew that if you lost that job, things would be really hard to find one right now, especially if you're in one of those fields outside of healthcare or an area that's actually hiring. It would be very difficult, right?
Now, Staley says quitting's usually a good thing in the labor market because new jobs traditionally come with better salaries. But workers are hunkering down, even if they're unhappy. It's called quiet cracking.
On the surface, you're still getting your job done, you're still doing the things you need to be doing, but you're very much saying, hey, the pressure is kind of building up here because, again, this isn't necessarily where I want to be. And in a different labor market, I would choose to take a different job. But right now, that's maybe not an option because of what is available out there right now.
So, where's the hammer falling in New Jersey? Here's a list. So far, WARN notices went out for almost 390 layoffs due to reorganization at J.P. Morgan Chase in Jersey City, some 660 corporate office jobs at Walmart in Hoboken, more than 800 at drug maker Bristol Myers Squibb, plus hundreds more at its competitor Novartis, after both pharma giants saw lucrative drug patents expire this year, and over 1,000 jobs at Rite Aid, which declared bankruptcy tied to the opioid tort case settlement.
When you take huge new expenses and put it on a balance sheet, it throws you all out of whack. And how do you make that up? You either increase cost, which now makes affordability even more challenging for those who are buying the product and service, or you cut expense. And we absolutely see, the freeze on hiring, the lack of growth right now. And I think it's going to take us some months to work through this.
NJBIA's Michelle Sekurka says business hates instability and New Jersey companies fear spikes in energy costs. Also, while President Trump's volatile tariff policies caused some companies to rush order inventory as a hedge against higher import taxes, they definitely did not inspire a hiring boom, at least not yet, says Will Irving with the Rutgers Policy Lab.
We've seen such a significant sort of roller coaster in different tariff announcements and changes affecting different countries as well as different industries that it can have a stultifying effect on investment decisions, certainly.
Maybe the Supreme Court strikes down these tariffs and things get better. Things like that can happen. You have to change things in a few months. On the other hand, things might get worse. We don't want to run out and hire a lot of people. So we have this uneasy equilibrium where the unemployment rate, though nationwide, has been drifting up just a little bit. It hasn't sort of spiked up.
I truly feel that people's hands are frozen on the wallet right now for lack of predictability. You have, so again, in New Jersey, right, we're excited. We have a governor's race. What's the number one issue in the governor's race? Affordability right now. Right. It's people at their kitchen table saying, how am I making my ends meet when my energy bill's up $100 and it's going to be that way for a while, right? Where am I going to give on that?
And Brianna, just for the record, we did reach out to Jersey's Department of Labor for their comment on the issue, but so far we haven't heard from them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people, right, who are lining up for unemployment benefits filing.
Actually, initial jobless claims jumped to the highest in 4 years last month. In August 2025, there were 7.4 million unemployed people, but just 7.2 million job openings in the U.S. That means 200,000 more job seekers than available jobs. It's the first time that's happened since 2021, Bree.
It's just staggering when you lay out the numbers in that way to put the faces who you might know who belong to those numbers, right?
Absolutely. And, if you're afraid to go out and look for a job or are looking for a job right now, it's going to be a slog.
Yeah, job hug is the term there.
Hug
Brenda,
your job.
Hug your job. Brenda Flanagan, thanks so much. Great reporting as always. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Bree.
Support for the Business Report is provided by the Newark Alliance presents the 2025 Halsey Fest, featuring the vibrancy of Newark's Arts and Education District and Halsey Street. Halsey, a neighborhood built on hustle and heart. The 2025 Halsey Fest schedule is available at halseynwk.com.